The Columbian exchange consisted of many different effects that changed the world for better or for worse. The Columbian exchange brought new foods such as the potato and corn to the Old World. These new foods created a population growth in the Old World because these foods were rich in nutrients and corn could be harvested twice a year. Previously, some of the Old World relied on rice, which only could be harvested once a year, did not have many nutrients. It could only be harvested in some areas. While most of the Columbian exchange effects in the Old World were positive, the New World suffered because of the Columbian exchange. The Europeans introduced new crops and animals to the New World, such as the sugarcane and cattle. Cattle allowed indigenous population of the New World to improve agriculture by allowing them to pull plows, which previously they could not do because there was not an indigenous animal large enough. But cattle also help spread diseases. Diseases such as smallpox are accountable for killing almost 50 to 90% of the indigenous population. The Europeans enslaved the native population and forced them to work on plantations such as sugarcane plantations. Sugarcane was a cash crop that was grown in the Caribbean in order to export to Europe. The Caribbean had a perfect climate to grow sugarcane, but sugarcane was difficult to harvest, so it required cheap labor. The indigenous people were forced to work on the plantation, but because of harsh conditions and diseases, most of the population died off. So the Europeans turned to Africa for slaves. The enslaved Africans treated them as property and forced them to work in harsh conditions on the plantations. This enslavement was the start of the Atlantic slave trade, which will lead to centuries of enslavement and discrimination in the Western Hemisphere. Although the Columbian exchange created a population growth in the New World, it was accountable for killing most of the New World population and the start of the Atlantic slave trade. So, in my opinion, the benefits did not outweigh the costs.